Greetings everyone, this is Luandile here, the leader and the instructor of Manique School. Today we're actually going to be doing exercise 3.12 and 3.13 on this textbook here. So without any waste of time, let's try to read the question. The question simply says, they're telling us that listing 3.5 compute text.java gives the source code to compute texts for single fillers. So we got a complete listing 3.5 to compute the texts for all filling statuses. Okay, but in case you did not see that, of which it's something I assume most of you have not seen. Okay, we are gonna go into that. We are gonna going to see that source code. Okay, what we wanna do is to simply read everything from here, right? This is our case study. So case study, computing texts. You can use nested if statements to write a program for computing texts. The United States federal personal income tax is calculated based on filling status and taxable income. There are 4 filling statuses. Okay, single fillers, married filling, jointly or qualified widower, married filling, married filling separately, and head of household. The tax rates vary every year. Table 3.5 shows the rate for 2009. If you are, say, single with a taxable income of $10,000, the first $8,250 is taxed at 10%, and the other $1,650 is taxed at 15%. So your total tax is that amount. Okay, so let's check out our table so that we can properly see. This is our table here. You can pause it, you can pause the video and check it out at your own time. Okay, right now what I'll do is I'll simply jump onto their solution. So you are to write a program to compute personal income tax. Your program should prompt the user to enter the filling status and the taxable income and computes the tax. Enter 0 for single fillers, 1 for married filling jointly or qualified widower, 2 for married filling separately, and 3 for head of household. Okay, this is their program. They also gave us a hint. Your program computes the tax for the taxable income based on the filling status. The filling status can be determined using if statements outlined as if status is 0, if status is 1, else if status is 2, so on and so forth. So for each filling status, there are 6 tax rates. Each rate is applied to a certain amount of taxable income. For example, a taxable income of $400,000 for single fillers, $8,350 is taxed at 10%. Okay. What we then do, we simply go 33,950 up to 8,350 at 15% rate, and 82,250 up to 33 minus 33, up to 33.950 at 25%, and this range and number that belongs on this range will be taxed 28%. Same thing applies, and this range too will be taxed at 33%, and then lastly this range will be taxed at 35%. Okay, so here's the sample code. Here's the source code right over here. However, they only did this for single fillers. What you wanna do, we wanna do it for other fillers too. If you properly look at this source code though, there's a pattern behind, and I'm not gonna point it out. You're gonna have to check your table and then the solution here. That's the only way you're gonna be able to see this pattern I'm talking about. So right now what I will simply do, I'll give out the solution, assuming that you have seen that pattern. How do we go about? Because you see, one and the same thing that applied on single filler, on single fillers on the status with 0, it will apply on the other status, on the other statuses. However, only numbers will be different. However, the algorithm will still be the same, right? Okay, without any waste of time, let's jump on to the solution itself. Oh, by the way, we'll only be having one solution on this exercise. Why it has been why? It's simply because it's more or less like we copying and pasting, because we'll be doing something that we already been given. So it's 3 point what was it, 13? Of course it was 13. Okay, now it's time to create a class. Of course, we've got to select a project first and then create a class. We will call it 3_13b. And then we hit the checkbox. Now what? Scanner, no scanner. In scanner, close scanner. Okay, I won't be wasting time with comments here, you folks. Everybody knows how crucial they are. I'll simply go 0 dash single filler, comma, did I forget a semicolon after I've created my scanner? It seems like I did. Okay, what else now? 1 for married, jointly or qualifying widow. Okay. What else? It's 2 for married separately, 3 for head of household. Enter the filling status. That's what I'll simply display after this. So go. Let's see how did they do it. Oh, enter the filling status. Perhaps I should just go \n and go enter the filling status. Of course, I'm gonna have to keep that on my variable. And I will call that variable income. Which will simply be scanner.next double. And then what? So this part we already given. Our status is actually equals to 0. This is the case that they took care of. Oh, I forgot one thing here. I gotta start by again, the bytes will do it status. Scanner.next byte. Now we gotta prompt a user to enter taxable income. Enter, print, enter the taxable income. Okay. Now what you wanna do, compute tax. Double tax. Let's initialize it to 0. Okay, now we've gotta check our status. If it is 1, if it is, we know that it could be 1, it could be 0, could be 1, could be 2, could be 3, so 3. Okay, so this part they already gave us, so I won't be spending too much time on it. I'll simply do the coding, because I'll be basically doing this. This is what I'll be doing, this part here. Okay, so let's continue. So if income is less than or equals to this number 8350, what we'll simply say, we'll simply go text is equal to income multiplied by 0.10. So tax will be at 10% of that income. Okay. Otherwise, else if income is less than this number 33950, text will be income multiplied by in fact it won't be income, it will simply be, it will be the 10% of this number here, 3850 multiplied by 0.10. Okay, it will be this 10% plus income minus this 8533 value, 8350 value. However, we want 15% of that. It's gonna be multiplied by 0.15. I hope people are starting to follow a pattern here, as if income is less than, in fact it's supposed to be less or equals to, so if it's less or equals to 82250, then text will be, it's gonna be the it will be this, the 10% of that amount plus 15% of this amount plus 25% of here, you see, that's why I always tell people not to copy and paste their code, because sometimes you do things incorrectly. Let me check out. Okay, it seems like, okay, you want 10% of that and then 15% of that. Am I right? It seems like I am right. Okay, what we then do, we want 25% of our current income, our income minus 82250. Am I right? No, not exactly, minus this number here. Let's put this on the next line so that we all can properly see. That should be it. I hope people can follow a pattern here. Okay, else if your income is less than or equals to this number 171550, in that case, as I'm saying, I hope people can follow a pattern here. We'll only be looking for a 10% We'll be looking for a 10% of this number here, and 15% of this number here, and then lastly, in fact not lastly, again we'll be looking for here, we won't be putting income there. Supposed to put this number here, and we'll be looking at for a 25% of this. What else? We then add 28% of this year. It's gonna be income minus this number 82250. We want 28% of that, and 28% is nothing else but 0.23. Okay, it seems like we're getting there. Slowly but surely we are getting there. I'll be copying and pasting my solution here, you folks, as you can see. Otherwise, too much of time will pass by. Yeah, it's gonna be 372. I hope everyone can see where am I getting these numbers. This is where I get these numbers. I'm basically repeating this whole thing. Okay. Now we're dealing with 372950. So I'll be getting 10% of this. Okay, and the 15% of that. 25% of that, and I also needed 28%. Here are supposed to have this number here. That number is supposed to be in here, and then I'll be looking for a 28% of that. Lastly, now I want income. I hope people can follow a pattern here. Income is gonna be that, and I'll only be looking for a 35%, a 33% of that. Woo. Okay. Now that I've got a 33% of that, it is time we consider our last case. So we're gonna go else. Again, you can simply copy and paste, undo. You can copy and paste that. This whole thing is what is already there. It's something that is already given. Gotta take care of the last part, which will simply be income minus that number. Then we only want 35% of that. Okay, we're done now. However, this was the case for the first status. What you want to do now is to take care of the status we gotta take care of the case where our status is 1. Again, we'll simply follow the idea they followed above, and that is to have you simply check your minimum bond your maximum bond. I mean, in this case, what they did is, when the state is 0, what they did is they checked these numbers here, the ones on your right and the ones on your right hand side. We gotta do one and the same thing ourselves too. So we're checking 16,700, 67,000, so on, 67,900, so on and so forth. So let's get on to our code. Let's check if our income is less than 16,700, and if it is, we're simply gonna go text, it's equal to income. We only want to find 10% of that. Else if income is less than 67,900. Again, I'm repeating this part. We got these numbers, we're using the numbers that are on your right hand side on this table here, on this row. This is the number I'll use, this is the number I'll use, this is the number I'll use, so on and so forth. Okay, so what we'll do, our tax will be given by 1600, 16,700 on a 10% of that. Then we go income minus 16,700. You want 15% of that. Let me keep writing these numbers. Okay, else if income is less than 70,7050. For our income is less than that, what we'll simply do is to copy that and paste it right over there. And instead of having income here, what we'll simply have is this number here. Is 6,700. Am I right? Of course I am right. And then we gotta add income minus this number here, and that's gonna be, oh my god, why did I, oh gosh, I've been making these stupid mistakes. You see, I've been putting 15 instead of 0.15. That's why I always tell people not to copy and paste their code, because you end up making silly mistakes like these ones I just made. Okay, so what else now? No, actually this is 25%, not 35, 25. Oh, another mistake. Again with mistakes, we gotta make these less than sign, we gotta make them less than or equals to, because we also want to include that number. Okay, so what I want to do now I want to take care of the case where my income is less than 208,850. again, one and the same thing will apply. However, right here I'll simply put and then I'll go plus, and then I'll go plus. Of course this is 25%, and then I'll go plus income minus this number here, and I want 0.33% of that. In fact, 28% of 28% of that. Okay, what else? This is taking some time, you guys, and I'm actually thinking that what I'll simply do, I would not do the other cases, right? But what matters is you've got to see the pattern here, and the pattern is simple and straightforward. You simply use your upper bound on this table here, this number on the right, so that is to say on the other cases these are the numbers we'll be using on your if all statements, right? On the other two cases I'll only do one case because it seems like this video will be taking quite some time. Okay, so let's continue. Where were we? Oh, now we gotta do 372. Am I right? Of course I am. 372950. So basically things will be the same. However, we'll take this number here and put it right over there, and then add another case. That is where we say income minus that number. We want how many percent of that? 0.33% of that. Okay, what we then do is to go to our last case. We're basically dealing with this here now, right? Okay, what we'll simply do again, the pattern is the same. Copy and paste, and then we simply take this number here, we put it right over there, and then we add another thing, which is nothing else but income dot minus, income minus that amount. We then want to get 35% of that. Okay, this should be pretty much it, folks. Again, as I just mentioned, I will only do status 1. However, the idea is the same for status 2 and status 3. You simply use these numbers here on your right hand side. Oh god, these numbers here on your if all statement, and then you simply keep finding the sum of you keep finding the sum. However, the next text is definitely dependent on your previous text. I hope everybody can see that. Okay, as I mentioned, you guys, I will not be giving the entire solution here. What I will then do from this point, I will simply display system.out.print. I want to print text is wanna go text is text multiplied by 100. I'll then divide that by 100. And if you think you do know the reason why I'm doing this, please let me know down below in the comments. Let's see what we get. Of course, perhaps we gotta do it the exact way they did it. You see, they had this. Perhaps we should put it the way they did, otherwise you might have problems. Oh, another thing, let me try to avoid having multiple things displayed in one line. I think this will do it. Let's try it again. Okay, this is not that bad. Okay, let's try to hit one. Let's put some numbers such as 2000 or 20. The text is that. Okay, you can play with this. Of course, I did not take care of the other two cases. 400,000. You're gonna have to do that yourself. Seems like everything works as expected. I will see you guys on the next tutorial. Cheers, you guys. I'm gone.